Welcome back to Barbershop Love Stories Part 2. If you have not watched Part 1, go back right now and watch it because it's incredible. The last time we talked about how you didn't talk for a year, and all of a sudden she starts calling, and I almost said texting, but that's impossible.
I started calling.
You started calling. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. I'm seeing somebody, they get locked up. I don't talk to them for a year. That's 12 months of me having no contact with somebody. I mean, I'm young, I'm beautiful, I'm moving on. It doesn't make sense. Can you explain why things happen the way that they happen?
Well, what I can say from my side though, because like I was locked up.
Mm-hmm.
She and I never really just had a title to our friendship. It was never, I'm your man, you my woman. It was just, we was just cool with each other.
Mm-hmm.
We liked each other. We liked being around each other.
Mm-hmm.
It was easy. It wasn't hard.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's that kind of relationship in the beginning, well, there's no pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got locked up, she continued her life for that whole year that I didn't have no contact with her because I was dealing with what I had going on in my life.
Right.
But afterwards though, it was like me reaching out. And just that one day, that girl got that number for me. And when she got that number for me, I said, I'm gonna contact her. Cause like, she was always there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's been my girl since we first met.
Mm-hmm.
And we never put a label on it,
Right.
It's cool, you know what I'm saying? Just kicking it. And when I got that number though, cause I was hunting for that number. I was hunting for that number.
Yeah.
Knowing she's living her life, I was hunting for that number.
Mm-hmm.
And once I got the phone number and I contacted her, I wasn't crushed. She didn't crush me.
Mm-hmm.
With no, why you calling me type stuff.
Right. She welcomed
I'm
you.
with somebody type. No, it was none of that. It was just, hey, what's going on? We talked back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And it still didn't get serious. It still wasn't nothing solid. It was just, we used to fool around out there in the streets and we know each other. You know what I'm saying? It's good to have somebody that I really was digging her, but the only thing I could do was do the calls,
Yeah.
Hey, come and see me. And the one time she did come and see me, I couldn't see her. And it took a couple of years after that before she actually came and see me again because I was moving around, in the prison system. I started out at USP Atlanta at a high. And then the way that system works, your point levels go down. And once your point level go down, you can go to a different facility. So I made it to Talladega. And, it still wasn't nothing, just phone call, ladder here and there type of deal. Like I said, it took years.
Mm-hmm.
But it was never no pressure.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to stop her from living her life. I never said, you can't do this type of deal because we wasn't on that relationship level.
Right.
We were just cool. I was happy she was just taking my calls, sending me a letter. I was cool with that because that's on, I had no control over anything on the outside.
Right.
But she was there,
When I hear your story, it reminds me of like two magnets. Like I could set a magnet over here, I could set a magnet over here, and they are going to come together no matter what. No matter what.
Hey, all I can say is God.
Yeah.
He put us here, and we still here. We still together. So over 30 years.
Wow.
Over 30 years.
Wow.
And
is the deciding factor the intimacy as a friend rather than intimacy in a physical way that makes the difference?
Both.
Both.
Nah, man, she get me.
Yeah.
I get her. Like,
Okay.
we get each other.
Okay.
Like, jokes and shit. Like, I ain't gotta say nothing. I can just look at something and she'll know what I'm talking about. That type of connection, you know? I mean, it's almost like, I know it's cliche-ish, whatever, man. She finished my thoughts type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I could be thinking something and I could be in another room and something can go on in the next room and I'll come in and be like, man, you see, she can finish. She'll tell me exactly what we both think. That's the kind of connection her and I got. I mean, we have it. I can't put no term on it or no defining what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know I've been loving that woman since I met her.
Yeah.
And like when I look at her, it's like I still see the same woman that I first seen. Red bone, green eyes. I mean, excuse me. The physical is there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's I can't explain it. It's just there, you know? And I can't explain it.
Wow. Okay. So let me get this straight. Just circle back. So no contact for a year. You still kind of in there wilding out. You're doing whatever you're doing. She's doing whatever she's doing. You start to call. You call her. Maybe not on a super consistent basis, but check in every now and then. And then towards the end of the sentence, we're talking maybe like, what are we talking, 6-7 years later?
Exactly.
The conversations get more intense or more intentional?
Well, I would say 5 years in is
Okay.
when it really started to come together. The phone calls became more throughout the day. I would end up spending all my phone money calling her.
Wow.
You know, like when you locked up, they call it living off the land, because I lived off the land, like whatever was going on in prison, like as far as the gambling and making wine or running tickets and stamps, all that stuff. Like I ain't never had no problem calling home, because I never called home and asked nobody to send me no money. You know what I'm saying? Because I was getting it. It's just in me. You know what I'm saying? Right,
the entrepreneur.
Hustler, baby. So, that type of thing. I called my mom sometime, asked them to send me something, but it wasn't much, because it get hard. You know how it is out here in this life. Some days is good, some days is bad.
Right.
But she was there though. At the end, she was like, hey, because we both was wanting something out of life.
Yeah.
And I felt like I could do it with her, and I'm sure she felt she could do it with me. And we started it. We started that when I came home. I married her 2 months after my release date. I ain't waste no time, because I know what I wanted. I wanted her.
I get that, but my question is, were you ready? Because I've talked to other men, and they haven't even been locked up, but they said it was just too soon. I didn't have the skills to be a husband. So, like, what did that look like right afterwards?
Man, I'll be honest, I wasn't ready either.
Yeah.
I was not ready. After being locked up like that, my mind and my heart was this direction with her. We want the best things that we can accomplish out of life. But being locked up, and then when I came home, the streets was pulling me one way. My wife was pulling me the other way. So I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Thank God that I didn't just say, I'm out of here and just go back to the street life. But it was hard, man. I put her through a lot. I put her through hell. I put that woman through hell, man. That's why I would never leave this woman for no reason because I know what I put her through, and I know she's been there for me. You know, vice versa. You know, so yeah, man.
It's so interesting because doing these interviews and hearing everybody's story, it's like it is breaking down the walls for I think a lot of women of this Disneyland fairy tale love story that we think is supposed to happen. And it sounds like it is two human beings who fight to be with each other, but there's pain involved, there's struggle involved, even within their relationship, not even talking about outside entities. But it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing if you work at it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful if you work every day. That shit is hard.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta work at that. You gotta work at it. I mean, nothing in life comes easy. Nothing. So if it's something you want, you gotta work at what you want. And like I said, marriage is like people think it's just one way. It's not one way. It's both ways. The man and the woman got to do what they need to do. Like you could say you doing everything right, but in my eyes, though, what's your right though? Explain your right to me.
Yeah.
So we can be on the same accord. I think my right is right, but in your eyes, my right ain't right. So that's why you got to talk. You gotta communicate, you gotta talk. And every talk ain't gonna be just the best talk. It's gonna be a lot of arguing, a lot of using that, you know. But if it's meant for y'all to get through it, you're gonna get through it.
Right.
Don't take the quick road, I'm gonna bounce. I'm out of here. I mean, you know, I can't tell nobody what to do, but me, I ain't never just like, you know. It's just work, you know what I'm saying?
It reminds me of a book that I read a few years ago. It was called The 5 Love Languages. Have you heard of that?
I think I have.
Okay, so basically it's like acts of service. It's how you interpret love, gifts, physical touch, stuff like that. And so I realized that I interpret love through like time and then physical touch. And so somebody can be in my presence and they do all those things and like, I really, 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 really like that. But somebody else could not do those things and do other things. And then to me, it's not interpreted that you really care about me. Just because the interpretation of how you love there hasn't been a good communication about that. And so it sounds like what you do in your marriage is that you make sure that each person actually feels loved by asking questions and digging deeper to work that thing out. Or sometimes you could just have two people that are just on the same page and they just love each other the same exact way, which I haven't seen, but I believe it's probably a thing.
Well, I'm gonna say this: don't all the women in the world, please don't hate me, because what I'm about to say.
What you about to say?
Women. I don't even really know how to say this, but women, and it's been said over and over and over again, it's like, instead of saying what you see and not feel what you see, that's hard on a man. That's hard on a man. Let me explain.
Please do.
So if I was to say this pen is black, and you say, I feel like it's purple. But you get what I'm trying to make sense out of it. I'm not trying to bash no woman. I'm not trying to talk bad about any woman. I'm just stating the fact that a lot of conversation between you and your partner is like, this coming from me. This is my perspective. I don't know if this is about anybody else. This is my perspective. Sometimes y'all want us to feel what y'all feel.
I got you. Yeah.
And man, we simple. Man, pen black. Excuse me. It's just simple. You know what I'm saying? But a woman will argue me up and down.
Yeah, because I feel like it's purple. Why don't you feel the same way?
And we ain't like
It's
that.
clear.
We are not wired that way. But I think I got off track right here. But it's just like when you have conversations with your significant other, your loved one, whoever it may be, it's like it just takes work to understand somebody. And I think she and I have made it to a point of understanding that it doesn't take as much to make that breakthrough.
Okay.
Because she, like I said, I feel she gets me. I know she gets me, and I get her.
So how could I tell you that that is purple in a way that we could come together instead of you saying it's black?
It won't happen.
All right. Well, you know what? On that note, the show's over. We don't have anything else to say. Thank you, everybody. Again, appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. No, like.
Don't kill me, cuz.
You good.
Don't kill me.
No, I really think that sometimes it's better to start off with a good foundation, rather than to backtrack and go all the way back. So if it sounds like if a couple has the foundation that they care for each other in a friendship level, that it makes it so much easier, not purely 100% easy, but it makes it easier than when you're going forward to have disagreements and to figure out things.
Well, I think all couples should have the disagreements and have the arguments, because that's how you learn the person you with. You learn that person, by actually engaging with each other.
Mm-hmm. Do you and your wife have boundaries when it comes to arguments?
Nah, we wide open.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna just tear you apart. She's not gonna tear me apart, so I think that comes with each individual relationship. How far you want to hurt somebody, because that's what it is. When you use words, you hurt somebody. Right. Because you don't even have to put your hands on somebody to hurt somebody.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I say the arguments is needed. The disagreements are needed so you can learn each other. Yeah. Because you know how far to go. Yeah. In that argument.
Closed mouths definitely don't get that. That's for sure.
Exactly.
That's for sure. So, let's see here. So, how did you get it back together? I mean, because you said that.
Well,
your new husband.
Yes.
Streets are calling.
Streets are calling. It took me a while. It took me a while. I'm not even gonna say because who knows what's there and what's not there. When I say, I can't sit here and say I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Because where's there? Nobody knows what there is. The only thing you can do is just keep yourself in line with what you think that's good for your family. So that's what I do. I try my best to do and stay on that path of keeping what's good for my family. Yeah. To make my wife happy, because I know what make her don't happy, and I don't want to do that. Right. You get what I'm saying? So I strive to just keep everything at the house good. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit's true. A happy wife, happy life. Talking about real. So, you piss off, man, you gonna have a pissy day too. I mean, it's just real. You feel me? I mean, it is what it is.
And that definitely is one thing about you, where it's like, I am fully aware that you are passionate about your wife and my little cousin.
It's my world, Lanaya. Talking about you, baby.
She's how old now?
She's 21.
21, yeah. So, I mean, rock solid family. Rock solid. Yeah. I remember, this was probably 10 years ago. Whenever we went on that cruise, we were on Facebook, and somebody from my job commented on how attractive you were, and I had to shut that down real quick. he's
joking,
happily
joking,
married.
baby, joking.
Happily married. He got time. Like you're not even gonna play. You're not even gonna entertain with that because it sounds like this what you have with your wife. Like it don't come every day. It's you know.
Don't.
I don't know.
That's my rock. My rock, baby.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Also, side note, when I went back to Kansas last week and I met an Uber driver and he was telling me that his wife had just passed away. And this makes me think of you two. He said that they met in middle school. They had been married for, I think, like 37 something years. And she was his first everything. So first kiss, first everything, and first everything. And so they had like 10 kids together. And he said, I've never, even to this day, he says he's never like kissed another woman or been with another woman. Like, and I feel like sometimes, people can go either way. Some people will be like, you know what, I gotta try to find that again. And then I met someone else and they were like, I'm satisfied. Yeah. Like I had my one in a lifetime and I'm good. There's other things to pursue. I'll do other things, but I just think that it's incredible when you connect with somebody who gets you.
Yeah.
That's huge.
And the name of this show again is?
Barbershop Love Stories.
Love Stories. We don't want that negative.
No.
No, look, this is how I see it. Like, everybody's watching life hard. It's hard. There's challenges every day. Stuff come at you all the time. It's temptation everywhere. If you want your house to be what you want it to be, you ain't gonna have time for that stuff. I had to learn that though.
Yeah.
Because
making choices.
Yeah, it's choices. You know what I'm saying? It's choices. It's just make the right ones.
What would you tell your younger self?
Man, you should put the dope in the house.
She got more kilos.
Yeah. And I could tell my younger self, don't change nothing you did because you got the woman that you always wanted.
Wow.
Just
stay the course.
It's some other stuff over there, but this is love stories, and that's the truth. It's just coming from right here. It's the truth, so.
Wow, I love that. I love you. Lonnie, thank you so much for coming and sharing your story. I really appreciate it, and I think a lot of people will be helped with it, with listening to it. So, y'all, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you again. Have a good one. See you.